Good afternoon. I am First Lieutenant Demetria Elosiebo, Commander of Det 1 Alpha Company, 1st of the 224th Aviation, and it is my pleasure and my honor to stand before you today and address the 2015 annual Black History Luncheon. We have students from all over the city, from various schools, and I'm very excited and honored to encourage you all. Thank you all for all of the support, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Memphis area professionals, aviation professionals that have brought me down here. Again, I am honored, and I believe it's by God's grace that I'm able to address you today. Thank you.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming ray?
First Lieutenant Demetria Elosiebo. Gracias. Like a teacher. And phonetic spelling. She is a medical evacuation pilot for the District of Columbia Army National Guard. She is a recent graduate of Initial Entry Rotary Wing Flight School at Fort Rucker, Alabama, having served as class leader of 34 peers throughout qualification and 24 peers during the encampment phase of survival, evasion, resistance, and escape training. She had an additional duty as an Operations Security Assistant State Manager, leading the district through a successful NGB assessment during this period. First Lieutenant Elosiebo was previously assigned to the 130th Airlift Wing, West Virginia Air National Guard in Charleston. First Lieutenant graduated from White Station High School and also from MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University, and not only that, she was a part of the prestigious Aerospace College back in 2002. So I want you to hear her and hear her well. Would you please welcome our keynote speaker for our Aerospace Professionals Aviation Youth Luncheon. Please welcome First Lieutenant Demetria Elosiebo.
Ladies and gentlemen, students and distinguished guests, good afternoon. I am First Lieutenant Demetria Elosiebo, Commander of Alpha Company, 1st of the 224th Aviation Regiment, District of Columbia National Guard, and I am honored to address you today for our annual Black History Youth Luncheon. I am addressing you on behalf of the Memphis chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen International and the Memphis Area Aviation Professionals. I am here standing on the backs of Tuskegee Airmen and their predecessors, the people that are holding up the charge or marching on right here in this room, of aerospace professionals here in this room. I've had a supportive family to back me, especially my parents who are here today, for which I'm very grateful. Our theme today is believe and achieve. Believe and achieve. Now, just want to clear up a couple things. I am the first African-American female pilot, aviator for the District of Columbia National Guard. the first black pilot. I am not the first female pilot. Bessie Coleman holds that title. Now, I need 3 volunteers. I need about a second to think about the question that I'm gonna ask you. Give you a second. I want you, young man, to tell me your name and what it is you want to be when you grow up. Give you a second to think about it. The same with you two gentlemen. What is your name and what it is that you want to be when you grow up, or where you see yourself 10 years from now? You can answer either question.
My name is Tadavion Jones, and when I grow up, I want to be a theologist or actor, or maybe even the next president.
Thompson, and I want to be an aerospace engineer.
Thanks, Langston. Name, what do you want to be?
I'm not O'Shea, so I want to be a mortician.
But a little bit about me. I'm not standing in front of you because I'm any better than you or any more capable than anybody in this room. But I'm going to share my story with you. I'm honored to do it, and I pray that you will be encouraged and inspired with your own dreams. Dreams to be an aerospace engineer, a mortician, whatever it is that you aspire to be. I'm going to share with you a few tips for success. There are things that you may already know, but maybe you haven't packaged it together in a presentation. So I'm going to remind you, put it together, and it's going to sound a lot like discipline, determination, and respect. When I first started out, when I was a kid, I used to have these dreams about flying. I was 6 years old. When I was 6, there was this cartoon out, a cartoon called He-Man. Anybody know what that is, He-Man? He-Man, sum it up. He-Man used to save the day, every day, 30-minute time span. World would be in danger. He could save it in 30 minutes. He-Man had a twin. She had pink hair, and her name was She-Ra. And when I was 6 years old, that was my primary objective in life, was to be She-Ra. She had pink hair and she could fly. She could fly, and she had pink hair. So that's what I wanted to be. I used to dream about carrying my little sisters and brothers on my back. My first point is networking. Networking, find yourself a mentor. What that means or what that looks like is this. Let people know what it is you're trying to do. Now with me, I use the spray gun approach or the fire hose approach. I let as many people as possible know what it is I'm trying to do. Finally, the more people I told with that networking, what I was trying to do, finally, I met somebody who said, well, you want to be a pilot in the National Guard? Well, that's like running for president, and you need a campaign manager. Now, maybe he was a little exaggerated, maybe that was an exaggeration, but the truth is, he took me under his wing and started talking to me day to day to day, like maybe once a week, saying, this is your next step. You're gonna have to go meet these people. I'm gonna speak for you and let these people know you're a quality person. I'm gonna help you get your foot in the door. So that's what I'm trying to tell you about networking. You might not get it right now, but it's important. It's important for you to maintain your reputation right now, to be a hard worker right now, because people will help you and come alongside you if you will put in the work yourself. Remember, you want to be or do something extraordinary, you can't give ordinary effort. The second point is this: do an honest day's work. Do hard work and do an honest day's work. I need to share with you all a time that I did not do an honest day's work and the consequences that I dealt with. Now, when I was growing up, I went to White Station High School. White Station, give you a little perspective. The year that I graduated, there were 27 National Merit finalists. 27 National Merit finalists in the city of Memphis. 25 of them went to my high school. 25. So it was a very competitive school that I went to, right? So I had this sister. This sister was a brainiac. She made straight A's, like all the way from conception until she graduated college. She only made like 3 B's total the whole time. Another perspective. This same sister, right? My parents would tell me to clean the refrigerator out, right? I would clean the refrigerator and it would be clean. But when she cleaned the refrigerator, the handles would be polished. It would be spit shine. Like she let my parents know that there was a higher standard that I was not reaching. So we were in constant competition our entire lives. Well, one time in the 8th grade at White Station Junior High, I almost had straight A's. I was so close. I had 3 tests in one day, and it was almost the end of the reporting period, the 6 weeks period. I had 3 tests in one day. One was math, one was government, and one was chemistry. I only had a chance to study for 2 of the tests. So I'm sitting there in that 3rd test, government class, is 5th period. Guess what terrible decision I made? That's right. I cheated. I looked at my neighbor's paper. Now let me tell you the first thing about cheating. Sometimes the person that you cheated off of is not even as smart as you. The point of it is this, and this is actually very serious. My credibility on every single thing that I had done up to that point was now in question. They weren't even sure if the other A's that I had gotten, that I had earned. And I want you all to get this. It takes a lifetime to build that credibility, and you can throw it away in a second with a poor decision. Every decision that you make has consequences. You all, I went and talked to your tables. You all wanted to be everything from a lawyer, a doctor, a mortician, an engineer, a basketball star, whatever it was you wanted to be. This entire room was full of people with aspirations and dreams. One of the first steps that you need to take to get to those aspirations and dreams is called the ACT and the SAT test. The craziest thing about this whole situation is this. There'll be some people who train and prepare for this exam their entire childhood lives. There'll be some people who at least pick up a study book, at least go online, and prepare themselves by taking a couple of practice tests. And then there'll be some people, I pray not in this room, who will sit down and take that test cold turkey, having studied a lick. Even though the resources are out there online, they will take the test without any preparation, fully realizing, or maybe not fully realizing, that this test could be one of the biggest determining factors for the rest of their life. The last thing that you got to do is you have to believe that you can do these things. You have to believe to achieve. When you sit down to do that math homework, when you go into that chemistry class, the first thing you have to know is that you're capable of doing it. Now listen, I'm not going to tell you what to believe, but I'm going to tell you what I believe. I believe the grace of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ allows me to stand here before you today. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, students, thank you for your time and attention. Thank you for allowing me to address you. And remember, as long as you're living, you have an opportunity to choose to believe. Thank you. When I talk to you all about reaching out for mentors, when I talk to you all about letting people know what it is you want to do, some of you all have people in your life that don't want you to succeed. Some people have people in their lives that are very negative, and if you say something, they'll kind of put you down. I'm not talking about telling those people. Look for the people that want to see you do well. Let those people know. But don't just tell everybody. Tell the people who want to help you.
Dr. Tankson, I'm the principal at Levi Elementary. We're just leaving the ceremony today and the speaker was phenomenal. I know the things that she spoke on today, our students will take it for the rest of their lives. It was really motivating.
I'm Captain Calvin James, retired FedEx pilot, president of the Memphis chapter of Tuskegee Airmen. Today we had the youth luncheon featuring as keynote speaker, DC's first female African-American pilot. The purpose of this luncheon is to give the kids some insight to the lucrative aviation fields and to also encourage them to be the best they can and to be successful in their endeavors.
Well, thank you so much and good afternoon. As he said, my name is Demetria Elosiebo. Demetria is my real name. And I am so excited to give the speech for the 2015 annual Black History Luncheon. I am from the Memphis area. I grew up a stone's throw away from Orange Mound, went to Sherwood Elementary School, then went on to White Station Junior High and White Station High School before I went to MTSU. As I shared in the speech, I used to have dreams about flying when I was a little girl, and I got my first opportunity to fly with the Memphis area chapter Tuskegee Airmen International. Basically, they take young people, kids anywhere from 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 18 years old, and they have the opportunity to participate in summer camps and programs to experience flying. And so I got my first chance to fly at 12 years old. I got to fly with a female pilot supporting the Memphis area Tuskegee Airmen and got to take the controls myself. And from that moment, I was so excited about the idea of becoming a pilot. I started pursuing my pilot license when I was 19 years old at Middle Tennessee State University. Went on to get my commercial instrument and multi-engine license, later on my CFI. And when I started pursuing the National Guard, I found a couple of mentors. Now, when I say I found a couple of mentors, I might have asked 100 people, literally 100 people, do you know how to become a National Guard pilot? What do you think it takes? I got all types of advice. Most people were just the type that just cheer you on, keep your head up, you can do it, you can be anything you want to be. And those were great mentors, but I finally found a mentor that went really in depth with it and started making weekly contact with me and saying, this is how you do it. This is your first step. Next, you need to do this. You need to go meet these people. You're gonna have to answer interview questions. Let's do a mock interview. We're gonna go through that interview so that when you get those questions, you're very polished. And I had people like the Memphis area Tuskegee Airmen to come alongside me and cheer me on. And so that was pretty much the springboard that got me to where I am today, along with my parents. Now, they really disciplined me, but they really gave me a solid foundation. And so I'm just very thankful for all the support that I've had. Well, just to piggyback on what you're saying, I feel that this whole thing is somewhat of a game. It's a game and there's an art to the game. I mentioned in the speech, it's possible to be right, but yet be ineffective. And I'll give you a quick example of this. In the military and in several corporations, if I show up to an established briefing late, I've already caused half of the people in the room to discount whatever it is I have to say. I could have the $1 million idea that's gonna save the company, that's gonna push us to the next level. But for so many people in that room, the fact that I showed up late has caused me to be somehow, they don't want to hear what I have to say. And so for them, they feel disrespected. I just wanted to put that out there because a mentor helps you to understand. Mentors can be your teachers, they can be your parents, they can be uncles, they can be anyone who's trying to help you get to that level and support you. They can help you understand some of the unspokens that different industries have. Things that can cause you to be sidelined, and even though you're just as talented, you could be the most qualified, but because you're being ineffective in your approach, no one's hearing what you have to say. I appreciate you all asking for my perspective, and I really hope that some of these words could be inspirational and encouragement to anyone who's listening.